Good afternoon, everybody. I am Donald Clark, one of the acupuncturists here at CMY Healing Arts, CMY Fertility. I hope everybody is doing well. It's been beautiful here in upstate New York. Lots of that brilliant fall sunshine, and temperatures are a little cooler. And I think it's starting to cool down, everywhere across the country, which is a good thing. It's been quite warm in the southern states, from what I understand. I hope everybody is well. And here we go. I hope everyone's kind of preparing for the next season change, going back and trying to do some of the things that we talked about to prepare our bodies for this next season change. And good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you. Thank you. And so today, we're talking a little bit about the importance of acupuncture during the embryo transfer day itself, not during the procedure itself, but on the day of embryo transfer. And it's important. I would say 85% of everybody that comes here for an embryo transfer does get acupuncture at some point during their cycle. Normally, it's on the day of their embryo transfer, and with great success. So, you know, on the day of embryo transfer, why you ask yourself, why would I get acupuncture on the day of embryo transfer? And the reason we do that is because it does two things. Mainly, what it does is it can slow your body down, slow your heart rate down, and slow your mind down. And when that happens, everything relaxes. And it's so important to get your heart rate down, and you start to breathe. When we're a little upset or a little nervous, we tend to shallow breathe. That's just natural. That's just nature at its finest. So slowing our bodies down, slowing our heart rates down, lowering our blood pressure is really crucial in oxygenating our cells and our body and preparing us for the actual procedure itself. So what you would do is, if you're having acupuncture on the day of your embryo transfer, you'll come in, you know, 30 minutes ahead of schedule, and we will do acupuncture right before the embryo transfer and immediately after the embryo transfer. So the acupuncture for the pre acupuncture, we call it, is designed is was created. It's an embryo transfer protocol that we have adopted from studies in the past that have the best success rates on the day of embryo transfer. And so the goal with the pre acupuncture is to do two things. One, slow the brain substantially. And that's been proven time and time again through MRI studies, that the brain will shift from an awake pattern brain to a sleep pattern brain. So our brain wavelengths change substantially during acupuncture to more of a sleep pattern. And so if you can put your brain to sleep, the body follows it quickly. And so your body goes to sleep. It's the craziest feeling, You feel like you're sleeping and your body feels like it's sleeping, but you're awake. And most people fall asleep. I would say just about everyone falls asleep. And if they don't fall asleep, they go into a super duper deep state of relaxation. And so now you have, a decreased heart rate, a slower heart rate, a more a sleep pattern body. Everything relaxes. And the pre-acupuncture protocol, the point selection, is aimed at helping move blood and chi to the cervix region to help relax the cervix, because it just makes it easier for the it makes it easier for the transfer itself. And so you're much more relaxed, you're much more peaceful, relaxed state, and your body is too. It's unless you've had it, it's hard to explain. The only way I can explain it is that it's super duper earthy, and it's a very deep earthy feeling of relaxation. And then you have your embryo transfer, and then we do one of the values of having in-house acupuncture is you don't have to go very far to have acupuncture. In this particular case here, either we do it right in the transfer room, or you come into one of our acupuncture rooms, which is really upstairs, and it's very close. And so the goal with the after acupuncture is, again, put you into a super duper deep state of relaxation, and calm the brain, and calm the heart, and relax the body. But it's a little different in that what we're trying to do now is we're trying to prevent cramps and uterine cramps from forming or happening. And it's super effective. It's just so effective. Our doctors have such a unique, gentle touch to begin with. There isn't a lot of cramping. However, if the cramps do try to come, the acupuncture will stop them, and that's the most amazing thing to see happen. And sometimes you'll come in with cramping, and by the time you leave, you have no cramps, and you're feeling a lot better. And so, on the day of embryo transfer, that is our goal, to help guide you and help assist you with your embryo transfer day. It's a huge day, right? It's like the big day, and there can be a lot of worries and a lot of anxiety and stresses around it. But that's our job to put all those to rest, and just slow everything down. We talk to you about all kinds of stuff, your lifestyle, um, things that you should eat that are best for you. Um, if you have an acupuncturist at home, when do I go to acupuncture again after my embryo transfer? Is it 3 days? Is it 5 days? It really depends on you, your schedule, and the how, what day transfer it was. Was it day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6? And so we talk about that. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about your travel, and work schedules and all of that. So it's not just acupuncture that we do. There's a lot of advice that we give too, and it's just super important. So I think people forget, that you're essentially hiring me to tell you everything and do everything that I can possibly to make your embryo transfer go smoother. But more importantly, create a healthier environment, or create a healthier nest for your embryos. And so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to tell you everything I think is best for you. And I'm going to treat you individually, like you should be treated. It's not a cookie cutter thing at all. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different story, a different journey. And we talk about that. And we talk about the different approaches that you can take, with yourself and friends and family, and us as well. On the day of transfer, there's a few things that I think you should know. It's super important that, don't worry about time. Obviously, you need to be here in time for your embryo transfer, right? But, as far as once you're here and checked in, you're here and you're checked in. Time kind of stops. It goes from, like, getting there, beating traffic, getting out of the door on time. It goes from that to you're checked in, and it's more like island time at this point. And you're starting the journey, the day journey of having your transfer. And for a lot of people, it starts with acupuncture. So once you're checked in, they know you're here. Everybody knows you're here. Everyone is aware, and you're under the beautiful, watchful eyes of CMA Fertility at that point. So you don't have to worry about running late for your transfer or anything like that. Time is its own. We have our own time here, and so there's always time for questions, and for acupuncture, and more questions. Don't ever think you can't have questions. It's important to have a full bladder for your embryo transfer. It's really good for the imaging on that day, and it helps align the cervix, and keep the uterine wall full, if that makes sense. but it helps with a lot of things. So try to, drink a lot of water. If you're gonna pee your pants because you're holding it, then go pee, right? Um, so you don't have to knuckle down and just hold it. We want you to do that, but we want you to do it to a point in which, you're comfortable. If you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna wet yourself, then obviously you're gonna pee, but drink lots of water. If you have a long car ride and you're holding it, then of course you're gonna use the bathroom when you get here. Don't feel bad about that. You're not putting anything in jeopardy. The worst thing that happens is you have to drink a little bit more water, and wait a little bit. But that's the worst thing that happens. But try to have a full bladder. Wear comfortable clothing. I like to have people be able to bring their pant legs up over their knees, right, comfortably. So try to wear comfortable clothing, and try not to wear anything that's really restrictive or tight. And it's okay to eat breakfast on the day of your transfer. It's okay to eat some food. Um, that's a big question around here is, can I eat? And yes, you can eat. And I encourage everybody to eat a high fat diet. In the mornings, before your transfer, have some eggs, have some steak and eggs. I'm a big fan of steak and eggs. And so it's okay. And try to live simply through your diet too. Try not to eat too many different foods. Try to focus on keeping it, fat friendly. My grandmother, God bless her, she's 100, and she always told me, if it's fat free, it's not real food. And I believe her, 100%. And so stay away from the fat free food. Let's see, just one other thing that it's related to embryo transfers, but it's not necessarily about transfers. Is the retrieval. When you have your retrieval, make sure you have somebody drive you. Okay, it's really important. You have to go under anesthesia, so you have to have somebody drive you, and so keep that in mind. And also, if you are staying in the Syracuse area between your retrieval and your transfer, or if you live locally, if you have your retrieval and you're feeling very uncomfortable, and some people have some problems with hyperstimulation, and if you think you have some hyperstimulation, or you are very, very uncomfortable, you have severe constipation and bloating, and it's just a lot of fluid, contact me, okay? Have acupuncture. Acupuncture is phenomenally great. I think that's correct. It's phenomenal in moving fluid in the body. And so one or two acupuncture treatments can help move fluid so well that it can take a lot of the discomfort away. Now, if you're having severe hyperstimulation, that's not something to play around with. That's it's very dangerous. So that needs to be monitored. Everything, any hyperstimulation needs to be monitored with your doctor or here or wherever you are. So don't think you can just do acupuncture and it's okay. However, if you do have hyperstimulation, one of the things that you can do is do acupuncture to help move fluid. So hyperstimulation, very treatable, and it's a very short treatment with incredible results. So keep that in mind on the day of retrieval. So good luck with your transfers. Call me, text me, email me. I will answer your questions to the best that I can. And have acupuncture on the day of your embryo transfer. The rewards are so much greater than not doing it. And we can talk, and I can fill you in on a lot of things. I think I'm going on 15th or 16th year with you guys, and so I've every week I'm surprised and amazed at something. But I can honestly say I've seen so much that can at least comment on it, and or I've had so many questions that I can at least comment on a question. I see there is a question, so I'm going to put my glasses on. A mini IVF, I cannot really talk about that, only because that's getting into more of out of my scope, right? Um, I- you know, that's going to have to be a nurse conversation, so I apologize for that. And but give them a call, and they will answer you for sure. And if you don't get through to anybody, email me or call me, and I will personally walk down and we'll get to the bottom of it. Have a great weekend, everybody. I hope that helps. Acupuncture on the day of your transfer is it's it's so important and it's so beneficial. Even if you don't do acupuncture on the day of your transfer, you're still in great hands. You're still everything's going to be great. You know, and but acupuncture it just helps substantially. It helps a great deal with the morning jitters, especially. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful fall weekend. The leaves are starting to change here, and the pumpkins are out. And every day, we go down to the orchard and we pick a couple apples, and we're eating lots of apples. So try to get out there and enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.